next, I want to present a few awards for invasive plant management on behalf of the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council. And we have several of those. So our first award, the See Something, Say Something Award. No surprises here. You've already heard the story of this award, but it's going to go to Teresa and Bob Reifsnyder for their work with Mila Minutweed. So they were nominated by Tara Littlefield and myself. And Teresa saw an unfamiliar plant on her property and reached out through iNaturalist and Facebook, Kentucky Native Plant Society, to find an identification. Once it was determined to be a new invasive in the state, she worked with many partners to help remove it, and her curiosity and outreach efforts certainly will make an impact on controlling this new invasive. So thank you to Teresa and Bob for your work. If you see something new that's unfamiliar to you, be like Teresa and Bob and report it. So our next award is for individual non-professional, and I'm going to turn it over to Joyce Bender to introduce the winner. And
well,
Joyce,
I'm here. This person is very well deserved of this award from the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council. It goes to Rosemary Bauman, and I've known Rosemary for many, many years. When I managed the nature preserves, I would run into this bedraggled woman who had come out of the Beargrass Creek Nature Preserve carrying her trusty loppers, and she had been spending a lot of time working on the bush honeysuckle that had invaded that preserve. She was an educator at the Louisville Nature Center, but she also spent a lot of time working solo and then later with a group of volunteers to accomplish an amazing task. And 10 years into it, she says that almost all invasive shrub species have been removed. And what they're also doing is planting back native species, because there would be just another invasive plant to take up that empty space if it had not been filled. And so Rosemary is leading this group, and the group deserves kudos as well. But to Rosemary Bauman goes our first Kentucky IPSI award for an individual non-professional who has really proven herself to be a weed warrior. Thank you, Rosemary.
Yes, thank you, Rosemary, and a big round of applause for you. Just a little background on these awards. We sent out a award nomination form online, and as we were advertising this conference, so many thanks to all of you who submitted nominees. So many great submissions and people out there doing fantastic work with invasive plants, and it's such a pleasure to recognize them. So our next award is for an individual, a professional working on invasive plants. And for that, I want to turn it over to Maddie Heredia with the Office of Kentucky Nature Preserves, who will introduce this year's winner.
Can you all hear me?
I can.
Sorry, I had to undo my Bluetooth headphones because the mic wasn't working, but I would like to present this award to Karis Pumphrey of Lower Howards Creek Nature and Heritage Preserve. Karis works part-time as the sole manager of Lower Howards Creek in Clark County. Her dedication to preserving the site's natural history and biodiversity are unmatched. She has expressed deep sentimental ties to this important site as it is where her and her husband had their first date. Despite limited resources, Karis had cultivated a group of dedicated volunteers to remove invasive species weekly because she is passionate about the native flora and rare species that occur there. She also spends a significant amount of time tackling invasives alone on this over 300-acre site. She works closely with the Office of Kentucky Nature Preserves for guidance on invasive species best management practices, rare plant preservation, and other habitat management practices. She is a joy to work with because her genuine appreciation for the site is contagious. She is a self-described doer, and in fact, a recent birthday of hers made the local news because she spent it with friends and family cleaning up trash from roadsides in Clark County, because that is just the type of selfless person she is. We are lucky to have such a dedicated individual protecting one of our most valuable treasures.
Wonderful. Thank you, Karis, for your great work. Appreciate that. So our next award is for a natural area. And Jess Slade will be introducing that award.
Yes, so the award for our natural area goes to Floracliff Nature Sanctuary in Fayette County, Kentucky. If anybody's visited there outside of not too far from Lexington, and the leaders who are managing that property, notably Beverly James and Josie Miller, who have done a fantastic job with invasive management across the preserve, including many, many, many acres of honeysuckle removal and follow-up work. Their hard work is really evident when you're hiking the trails there. In addition to working on invasive plant species like the honeysuckle, I know they have acranthes, Japanese shaftflower on the site as well, which they've been nipping in the bud right away. They also manage emerald ash borer in their ash trees and are protecting some of the ashes. And they've recruited a really good, excited team of volunteers who help them with the invasive removal year round. I think many of them come weekly to help with projects there. And that just is a testament to their work, that they are able to inspire so many other people to get involved with caring for this property. So I think very well deserved for Floracliff and the full team that are working there.
Wonderful. Agree. And congrats to all of our winners this year. Thank you for the great work you're doing, as well as those who nominated them. And we have one more award to give out. And I believe, Maddie, will you be introducing that as well?
Yes.
Great.
I can. So this is the Boot Brush Station Award, and it's going to Tebbs Bend Natural Area in Taylor County. Just a little bit about the site. Tebbs Bend has several developed hiking trails to allow the public to observe the different habitat and wildlife that occur there. The site is part of the larger Upper Green River watershed project that aims to protect the watershed and provides passive recreation. It protects 1 mile of river frontage on the Green River, on a bend on the Green River, where 7 mussel species have been documented, including 1 federally endangered species. In addition to the ecological significance of the site, it also has historical significance for part of the Civil War with the Battle of Tebbs Bend. The fields occupied by several pollinating species in the spring and summer months once served as a campsite for the 25th Michigan Infantry, and the banks of the river were used for loading and unloading supplies. So I hope this boot brushing station, this future station, helps aid in invasive species control on this important ecological and historical site.
Excellent, thank you. And, congrats to Tebbs Bend. They will be receiving funds towards the creation of a boot brush station, but everyone who submitted an application for a boot brush station will be receiving plans for that station. While we can't, unfortunately, give you all new boot brush stations, we can share with you the plans for that, thanks to Jess Slade and Office of Kentucky Nature Preserves for coordinating that. So with that, I want to thank all of you for joining our conference this year. Thanks to all of our fantastic presenters and moderators today. If you liked what you heard and you're interested in joining the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council, why don't you check out our website? You can find us online. Not only is there all sorts of great resources like the Kentucky Native Alternatives to Invasive Plants Guide that you can download, but you can find an application to join our Invasive Plant Council, join our group, and be part of the work that we're doing. Whether you're passionate about native plants and promoting them, or helping to organize our next conference, we'd love to have you join us. With that, I just want to present the survey for today. So I'm going to put that in the chat for anyone who needs CEUs. We do have one general and one specific Kentucky Pesticide Applicator CEU available. And you can either click on that link that I just put in the chat, or you can scan that QR code with your phone and do it that way. In addition, even if you don't want CEUs, if you are not a Kentucky pesticide applicator, please complete that survey, because it will give us some information on future conferences, what worked well and what we could improve in the future. On behalf of the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council, I just want to thank all of you for joining us today and encourage you to continue the great work you're doing fighting invasive plants and promoting native plants, native ecosystems. So thank you. And if there are any other questions, feel free to raise those. I see that we have some discussion going on in the Q&A. If any of our speakers would like to say anything else on that, you're welcome to now. We have a little time at the end, but we're right at 12. So I can't believe we finished on time. We had so much to cover today, so many interesting talks. And I appreciate all of you joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. And I will leave this open for just a little bit longer, so you can click on those links and check out the discussion and the Q&A if you haven't already. Encourage you to reach out to us, the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council, if you have ideas or you want to get involved. And I'll leave this open for a few more minutes. And a reminder that this has been recorded, and I will cut this together and put this on YouTube as a playlist so you can easily watch the different components of it. Jess and Joyce, wonderful working with both of you on coordinating this conference, as well as with Alexandra Blevins. Already looking forward to our next one, and hopefully we can have one in person at some point, although it's pretty nice to have it online too. I see we had a question in the Q&A about the link for the CEUs. I'm going to put that in the chat again, just so you can get that there. Let me know if you don't.
This went really well, Ellen. I'm really impressed with all of our speakers and the good questions from our attendees. I'm real happy. Hope you guys are.
Definitely, definitely. Me too. And we had over 150 people join us today. I think over 200 who signed up for it. So, while there are drawbacks to doing it over Zoom, one advantage sure is having that many people able to join us today.
Yeah, no issues with the fire marshal on capacity.
We're all COVID safe, right?
That's right.
You did a great job of leading everything, Ellen. Thank you for.
Oh, my
taking that on.
pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks to University of Kentucky for sponsoring this and the ability to host a webinar, and many thanks to your organization, the Office of Kentucky Nature Preserve, for their sponsorship as well. All right, well, hopefully everyone's had a chance to click on the link and check out any questions in the Q&A they might have missed. If you haven't, make sure you do that soon. I'm going to go ahead and end this webinar. And if you have any other questions about this, feel free to reach out to us. You'll find our information on the Kentucky Invasive Plant Council website. And thanks again for joining us.
Hey, how will this webinar's recording, where will the link be for that?
I'll put that on the Kentucky Forest Health YouTube page.
Okay.
What I've done in the past with those that I'll probably try to do again this time is put each of the different presenters as a separate video. So instead of having one long conference, 3-hour long video,
Yeah.
we have some shorter videos for each of our presenters, and then put that together in a playlist that you could easily kind of work through, or you could share any individual component. So I will send that link out when it's available to everyone who registered for the conference.
Okay, I've had a couple people here in Frankfurt with our local group who couldn't make it today, and they definitely will want to watch it when they can.
Excellent. Sounds great. I'll get that your way.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining, and keep up the good work.
You all too. Bye.
Bye.